What's good, boys? We're back with another video. Let's fucking go. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about how to go from some skinny kid to getting jacked. Alright, I'm gonna go over the fastest way you can build muscle without getting fat during the bulk, because no guy wants to really lose your abs, especially when you already look pretty good. So I'm gonna teach you exactly how I did it. Hopping into the next slide, this is my physique before and after I learned these things, and that's why I feel so passionate about sharing it with you guys, is because it really helped me go from these pictures to here. So on the far left, that was me in January of 2020. That was when I first started lifting every day. As you can see, that shirt is so baggy on me, and now it fits super tight, right? I have no muscle. I just got out there, I was like, alright, every day for the next year I'm lifting, I'm gonna get jacked. I'm gonna get some bitches. That's how it started out, but whatever it takes to get you in the gym, right? So then, I was doing a lot of mistakes when I was training. That was November of 2021. This was like, as you can see, almost 2 years later. And as you can see, like my chest has a little definition, my arms are okay, but I'm not that jacked yet. And that's because I was making a lot of mistakes, but I learned exactly how to go from that into the next two pictures. So that's July 2023, which is last month, and then that's my most recent gym picture, August 2023. All these tips I've learned, I've done so much research on the gym. I've been training every single day for over 4 years now, so pretty exciting. I'm going to teach you guys exactly how I went from that super skinny kid with no confidence to getting jacked. Alright, slide number one. We're going to start out with the diet. Now this is how I'm going to teach you how to put on size without getting fat, because it's really hard as a skinny guy to try to bulk because you don't really want to lose your abs. Here we go. Don't dirty bulk. Guys, no matter what you hear, I don't want you to go on these dirty bulks. People are like, just eat as much cake, ice cream, donuts, candy, whatever you can to get calories, right? Strongly don't recommend this. This will just make you feel sick. You're not going to build muscle by eating that. A bag of candy is not going to build any muscle. Who cares if you put on some weight? You're not going to look good. So I learned it's very possible that you can bulk pretty fast while eating fairly clean. And I'm going to show you how I did that. So like I said, no cookies, no cake, no ice cream, no donuts, no candy. You can have a little here and there if you want, of course, because you're bulking, but I wouldn't just dirty bulk, slam all of it. Personally, I didn't really eat any junk food at all. So while I bulk, I'm eating an unlimited amount of high protein food and some healthier carbs and fats to where I'm still getting high calories, but it's healthier calories. You don't just want to throw a bunch of junk food in your body, or you're going to train bad, you're going to feel bad, and you're honestly not going to look very good at the end of your bulk. So next slide, here's a list of things that I eat, and I'll go over what those are. So foods I eat a ton of. I would eat 12 to 15 eggs a day. Eggs are the greatest thing for building muscle. It's literally another human life form, technically, if you think about it. Even the fats inside of eggs, it's the best fat you can eat. Really good for you, especially post-workout, eating a ton of eggs. I recommend if you're really trying to bulk and put on size, try to eat at least a dozen a day. I was eating up to 15 a day sometimes, but that might be a little extreme depending on what your goals are. A whole chicken. At Costco, you can buy a whole rotisserie chicken for $5. I was doing that for a while, and I'd eat a whole chicken. Just Bare chicken nuggets. Picture of those are right there if you've never had those before. I ate those every day still, with some rice and broccoli and like a teriyaki bowl. So on the list as well, I had the rice, the broccoli, 3 to 4 protein shakes a day, protein bars, turkey bacon, those English muffins over there. So as you can see, all of this stuff isn't going to make you fat, and it's all good stuff to build muscle, but I'm eating large quantities of it. Because even if okay, here's the thing. Some people are like, oh, well, if you eat 12 to 15 eggs, what if your body only uses 8 of those? You might as well have ate some ice cream. Do you even listen to what you're saying? I'd rather have way extra protein in my body so my body uses as much as it can, and then those are the leftover calories, than just eating dumb calories that aren't going to get you any size or get you anywhere in your training. As far as protein shakes go, you can make homemade protein shakes. Those are great. I do usually 1 or 2 of those a day. Mainly post-workout I'll do one of those, where you can add like a banana, you can add peanut butter if you want, milk, protein powder. Those are pretty good when you're bulking because you can drink a little bit of your calories. Also, the Premier protein shakes, I like those. Fairlife, I like those as well. Now, especially because I'm busy and I'm on the go all the time, this allows you to get your protein in, because you got to get it out all day. You don't want to miss like a 4-8 hour period where you're not getting protein in. So those shakes to go are a great thing to have. As far as protein bars go, Pure protein bars are pretty good. There's a lot of good kinds. It depends on what you like. I just barely started eating those builder ones that I have a picture of right here. Those are honestly so good, so fire. So find whatever protein bars you like and put those in as snacks as well. The next thing I want to talk about is the training. I'm going to go over the do and don'ts while training for size. And honestly, this is probably the most important and most crucial thing when it comes to putting on size. Stop overtraining. This is the number one mistake that I made personally, and I see most people make as well. When I first started lifting, I was so excited about it, right? I started looking better, I'm getting shredded, and I loved being in the gym. I was working out 2+ hours every single day, and this really held me back. If I were to just lift half the amount of time, I probably would have got double the size over those 2 years. I would have looked so much better, but I'm spending 2 or 3 hours in the gym. When you're a skinny guy especially and you're trying to bulk, your body can only use so many of those calories and it's hard to even eat enough, so you can't be overtraining. A way I've heard this described before and how I like to think about it is, so say when you go work out, right? It's like digging a hole. If you go work out, you're digging this hole, all the nutrition you're eating through the day is only going to fill 2 feet. If you dig a 4-foot hole and you can only throw in 2 feet back, you're going in the negative. You're just going to be breaking down your muscle and you can't repair it, and it's doing the opposite of gaining size. You may look more vascular, you may have some veins popping, but this is not going to allow you to put on size and get jacked. And I really struggled with this. If you're just new into the gym, or maybe you've been training for a while and you're seeing the same thing I was, where you're like, hey, I'm not putting on a lot of size. I look decent, but I want to put on way more size. You gotta cut out the training. Only go in the gym for like 45 minutes. That's what I do now. Get in there. On the chest day, right? I'm doing flat bench, incline bench, 1 fly. I'm done with chest. Back in the day, I used to go do so many sets too. I was doing like 4 or 5 sets, like 5 exercises. I was doing so much training because I love to train, but it's not going to get you anywhere. And once I switched, we'll go back to this photo right here. Once I switched, look at that. My second photo compared to the most recent one, just by training way less volume, it really helps. All right, another key factor, and this is the next slide. You are training wrong and so was I. 2 main things you're doing wrong. You're doing too many reps, way too high volume, and you're not lifting heavy enough. I used to always train like, you hear people say, do 8 to 12 reps or 12 to 15 reps. This is a terrible idea if you're trying to put on size. If you're trying to cut and you're too big and you're trying to cut down, that's great. You're able to get away with lifting like that. But as a skinny guy trying to put on muscle, you should not be doing 12 to 15 reps. As soon as I stopped doing the 8 to 12 or 12 to 15, I switched to where I only go for 6 to 8 reps. If I'm hitting over 8 at all, if I'm hitting like 8 or 9, you got to add more weight on. You should be getting to 6 reps every time. On my bench press, when I used to lift heavier, it took forever. I remember when I finally hit 225 on bench, right? And it was hard because I didn't see my results going up very fast. I started training heavy where I'm going for 6 reps every time on bench. I hit 315 on bench multiple times now, which is insane. And I'm not even that big of a guy. I weigh 190 right now, which is pretty solid. But benching 315 is very hard. So the key for that is every time you're lifting, you need to be adding on more weight. Another thing I found is like when I used to even do curls, right? I would grab 35s on incline curls and I was doing it every time for like 6 months because the weight's always going to feel heavy, right? Until I really started pushing myself. Like every time I go in now, I did 40s last time, I'm grabbing 45s. I did 45s last time, I'm going to grab 50s and at least try it. You got to be pushing yourself to lift as heavy as possible, and that's going to lead to the most size. If you want to put on muscle, it's all about how much weight you can lift and lower reps. If you want to just look toned and shredded and you're trying to cut, that's when you go lighter weight and super high reps. But that's not really what we're looking for as skinny guys, and especially if you're not to the weight you want to be at. Alright, now I'm going to talk about the recovery, and this is also huge because I had fixed a lot of other things, right? I had my diet locked in, I was training better, I wasn't lifting as many reps, but I was so busy with work, going to the gym, with life, social life, trying to hang out and do stuff, to where I was only sleeping like 5 or 6 hours a night, and I still wasn't seeing any gains. So I'm going to show you how to correctly recover, that way you can build the most size. Sleep is the key for building muscle. Sleeping 7 to 9 hours is so crucial for muscle recovery, and it raises your testosterone levels and your growth hormone. Sleep deprivation is the #1 cause of lowering your growth hormone, and it also decreases your testosterone a lot. As we know, and I'm sure you guys do as well, testosterone and growth hormone are what builds your muscle. And if you're not sleeping, your body's going to tank on your hormones. And when your hormones are bad, you're not going to be able to build the same amount of size. A 7-hour minimum is what you should be sleeping, no less than that. I found even mentally, if I get any less than 7 hours, I just feel so tired and sluggish the next day. You should be shooting for 8 hours, I would say, because fairly realistic. Any more than that's tough if you have a busy life, but at least 7 hours at the minimum if you want to put on size. The other thing a lack of sleep is going to do is it's going to significantly lower how hard you can train in the gym. So there's a ton of studies done. You can look them up. If you sleep less than 7 hours, they've tested people's maxes in the gym. So say on bench, you're able to hit like 225 for one rep. If you're sleeping under 7 hours and you try to go train, you're probably only going to be able to hit 205 or like 195. It decreases the amount of weight, and not only that, the endurance. You're not going to be able to lift as hard. Say you're like making it through you finish bench, you go to incline bench, you're already going to be so tired and tanking because your body doesn't have the fuel it needs. You didn't sleep enough, and this is also going to really hurt your gains. If you guys fix all these, I promise you'll go from exactly where I was to where I am now. As soon as I locked it in, I got my diet clean. I cut out all this crap junk food, and now I'm just eating a high amount of protein. Eating a ton of eggs, chicken, rice. That's pretty much all I eat, right? The next thing, fix your training. Stop training so much. If you're in the gym for 2 hours, you got to calm that down and get out of there. Also, don't be going for the 12 to 15 rep range or 10 to 12. That's way too many reps. Up the weight, go super heavy, and go for 6 to 8. This is going to build the most amount of size, and if you're really going heavy, it'll help you lower the volume because you're going to be too tired to keep lifting. And lastly, make sure you're getting at least 7 hours of sleep. If you get all three of those things dialed in and you stay consistent with it, you will be in the maximum position of gaining size. Everything will be locked into place. Your lifting will pay off. You won't be wasting any more time in the gym because you're not recovering, right? So you're not even gaining muscle. And you're going to get to your results way faster. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Daily videos coming. Make sure to like this video as well so it gets promoted to help me out. Follow me on the other socials. My Instagram's the same as my YouTube, Braden Stevens. TikTok is at Teaching Men Game. I really appreciate the support. I love you boys. Any questions you have at all, make sure to throw them down in the comments or you can direct message me. Alright, until next time.